Onyx Boox has released a new edition and update, the Air 4C, to their Note lineup. This e-ink device is something that you want to consider if you're looking to get into the e-ink space. It offers a lot of cool features, which today we're going to uncover. We're going to talk about the benefits of this device, the hardware, how it can be used for note-taking, and some of the features that make it a premium product in the e-ink space. I'll give you some tidbits on how you can compare this to other previous generations, as well as if you're looking at other devices like the Remarkable or the Kindle or even the Supernote, how this might stack up. So stay with me as we unbox and reveal the Onyx Boox Note Air 4C. First thing, right out of the box, you're going to notice that the form factor has a very similar design as the Air 3C that came out in the previous generation. It is slightly heavier, weighing about an additional 10 grams, but it still offers that color display edge to edge. One thing I'm kind of disappointed with, and I was hoping to see an update, is the placement of that USB-C cable. It's still on the side of the device. I'd like to see it positioned at either the bottom or the top for easy charging access. This way, if I'm using a case, I actually have to open up the case to be able to access the charger. I do love the fact that they do have the power button located at the top, which now has a built-in fingerprint reader, and it's slightly indented into the case and form factor, so then that way you won't easily bump it by mistake turning your device off or on when you're using it. Now, one additional feature that I think a lot of people want to know when they look at this device compared to a lot of other e-ink devices is this one offers the ability to add a micro SD, and that can be expanded up to 2 terabytes. So think about that when it comes to being able to put additional media and different content onto this device. You not only have the base storage, but an additional 2 terabytes that you could add for all the forms and functions with this device. In addition to that SD card reader, we also see expanded memory with 6 gigabytes of RAM versus the previous predecessor only had 4 gigabytes of RAM, and it runs on Android 13, which is an updated operating system over the 12 that was ran on the 3C. This is going to give you some additional security patches and give you some extended life to this device and add some new features that are available in the Android 13 operating system. In addition to all those features, it does include the ability to have speakers. So if you want to listen to any audiobooks or play back any music or audio recordings, you can do that. And I will say this newly designed refresh fast screen technology does add a little bit extra quickness to the refresh rate of this device. Now you're going to be able to look at this device compared to other e-ink devices, and you're going to always notice that there is always that refresh that has to take place. And that's very characteristic of an e-ink device. Sometimes you're going to get some ghosting, but the new technology that's here, it's a little faster, and there's a lot of different ways that you can customize that. And that is one thing I think that makes Onyx Boox unique, because when you look at the Remarkable product lines, it is what it is. You don't get the opportunity to choose how you might want to refresh the screen. And that's the same with Supernote as well as the Kindle Scribe or many other e-ink devices. Onyx Boox gives the user a little bit more flexibility to choose how they want that balance to take place. If they want it to have a more higher quality image or a faster refresh rate, that is all up to you on how you use this device, and that's also something that you can design so it's optimized by applications. So let's talk about the applications that I feel that are very beneficial to this. Now, being an Android device, you have access to the Google Play Store. So you can dive into Google Play and you can download a series of applications that you would want to add to this device. Now, generally when you think about e-ink devices, you're thinking about a distraction-free environment. However, I'm also thinking about being in the mode of productivity. And with that comes a lot of different things that help me focus on what I'm doing. It's also a space where I like to learn things and take notes about what I'm doing. And with the ability to have a split screen functionality on here, I can have a Kindle book open and I can read through a book and take some advice from another leader out there and take notes about my own perspectives. And I can do that in real time. I can also have the Bible app open and take notes in my note-taking app as well. With this device, there's plenty of different apps in the Google Play Store that you can use. You can browse the internet, you can jump on different websites, you can even play video. Now, it's not the traditional video playback that you're going to find on like an iPad or a Samsung Tab, and if you want to learn some about those products, check out the description. We have tons of videos that shows how those products work in the e-ink space. But when it comes to media playback, this device does offer the capabilities. You can download YouTube, you can even install YouTube TV and watch your favorite show. Now, the speaker quality is going to give you that real life media feedback that you're looking for, and the refresh rate, depending on how you adjust it, is going to give you a sense of what's taking place on screen. So it's great for watching the news, learning about the weather, or just looking at a quick episode of one of your favorite shows. It's probably not something I'm going to watch a full-length movie or any paid subscriptions that I might have, but it is something that's there. But I find a lot of times that as I'm in a YouTube and I'm watching another creator teach me something, I'll often take notes, and being able to have that split screen, side-by-side functionality and take the note about what I'm learning is really beneficial. Now, I've mentioned taking notes, and of course, this is an e-ink device. The whole premise of an e-ink device is note-taking. Now, we've seen that e-ink devices have continued to evolve, and Onyx Boox has kind of led that revolution in this space by bringing in other forms and other applications to play. If you look at all the other different devices that are out there, Kindle Scribe is a great e-reader that introduces e-ink, and the Remarkable is a great e-ink device that you can read on it, but neither of them do both well. Now, the Onyx Boox is not great at either, but it does both very well. You can easily read on this device, install games and applications for productivity, as well as you can write. And there's a couple different applications you might want to consider when it comes to using this for e-ink. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to talk about the note-taking applications that really make this e-ink device beneficial for your productivity. So I've already went ahead and downloaded a number of apps. The ones we're going to focus on today is OneNote, Penly, and the Reader app, which was installed by default. Let's talk about OneNote first and why you might want to consider using OneNote. Now, OneNote is a universal application. It's going to allow you to synchronize your notes across many other platforms. So if you are a Windows user, an Apple user, or using Android devices like this, you're going to be able to take these notes here and synchronize them across all your devices. This is very beneficial. Say if you're in a meeting and you're taking notes in the meeting, you can do that. And then when you get back to your desktop, you can see all those notes in real time. And if you're using the desktop app, you're going to find there's a lot more features that are going to allow you to convert your handwritten notes to text and do other things. And if you want to learn about how you can get full functionality of OneNote, check out this video here. We do a deep dive into all the creative opportunities and production functionalities that are really going to help your productivity when using OneNote. But what I like about OneNote on the Onyx Boox is now with this colored device, I not only have the ability to take handwritten notes in different color and choose different pen thicknesses, but I also have the ability to use a highlighter. Now, I'm showing you this as a planner. And for those that don't know me, I'm Branden Bodendorfer, the creator and founder of the Key2Success Planner. And if you guys want to learn about our planning system, go ahead in the link and check out the description. We have a planning system that's built for personal, professional, business, as well as executive. So no matter where you are in your stage of life or where you're trying to get in your career, this planning system is going to help you through your daily task, help you build out your vision for the year, and help you reach those long-term goals that you're trying to achieve over the next 3 to 5 years so you can reach your 10-year target, all while helping you get through the hurdles and challenges that you have in front of you while you maximize the strengths that you have with you. So when we look at the planning system, a lot of times I like to do color blocking, and being able to use the highlighter tool is really beneficial because I can color coordinate my different activities, if they're personal, if they're for work, or if they're family obligations. I can also take handwritten notes with the pen, and you can see the handwritten notes are right here, and I can write hello. And one thing to know, once I go ahead and write on the screen, it's going to take a second or a tap to go ahead and refresh that screen so you see that type in real life. But you have an option to see what you are writing as you write it, and just with a quick tap it displays as you would expect it to. So that is one of the things with OneNote that you want to kind of be conscious of, that you don't see the full thickness of the line and the illustration as you write it until that refresh happens, but you can easily use it in a very fast mode to take all your notes, see all your plans for the day. And also with some of the features like the lasso tool, I can select my to-dos, and from there I can go ahead and I can copy them and take them from one day to the next. And that's one thing that's also really powerful about using OneNote, is not only do you have the ability to copy and paste notes, but you can also bring in other forms of media. So if there's any pictures or any other PDF files and you need to mark those up, you can do that in real time and make this a device that you're using for making annotations and updates across a series of other media that you're using with this device. The other thing that's really important to know about OneNote is it works like a filing cabinet system. You have notebooks that have drawers that you can build out sections, and those can reach your pages. So as you organize your notes in OneNote, think of it as a filing system for that matter. But what's also really unique about it is you can go ahead and get tiles, which are customized elements, and you can select these tiles and you can build out your own page layout and your own page design. So if you want to have a different look or feel for how you're taking your notes, you can do that. And we also have tiles that are available for projects, for SWOT analysis, meeting, even bill tracking, which is something that I've been doing a lot this year, just trying to get a better sense of all the different bills I pay every month and when I pay them, and even able to track the amounts I'm paying per month. That way, if there's any dollars or cents that seem to jump, I'm able to look into it. And that's some of the things that make OneNote a really companion-like application, because it doesn't matter if I'm doing that on this device, on my phone, my laptop, or my desktop, all those notes are going to synchronize across each other. So what about other applications you might use? Other applications you would consider, like Penly, as well as the default application, use a PDF interactive application. What does that mean? So interactive PDFs allow us to have a PDF that's like a book, and you are able to use hyperlinks to jump around in the book and reach the destination. Now with the Key2Success Planner, if I go into, say, Penly, you can see I have my same drawing and layout, and I can go ahead and I can click on these hyperlinks, and that'll take me to the respective pages by just tapping to them. If I want to see the whole planner for what it is, if I want to see the whole year at a view, I can do that, and by simply tapping on the individual date, I will get to the planner. Now, just like OneNote, I have a lot of different tools and features. I have the ability to change my ink color, my ink thickness. I have those highlighter tools. I have the eraser tool, and I even have the ability to use the lasso tool. And I can bring in other mediums like pictures or draw boxes, and I can even type in the planning system itself, and I can take notes in the system itself as well. So that makes this application really nice in that feature. It also has the ability as a book that you can essentially turn the page as you move through it, and you can change the different scroll directions and some of the things in that nature. However, it doesn't have the ability to synchronize across all the different platforms like we mentioned with OneNote. So just be conscious of that and think about how you want to synchronize, pair, and back up your notes with this application. So the last one I want to talk about is the default application that comes with Onyx Boox. Now with all these applications, whenever you're using the PDF version of our planner or any PDF that you're trying to pull into it, you're going to want to use the Drop app or the Books Drop application. What this is going to allow you to do is, as long as your computer and this device are on the same Wi-Fi network, you can access this device from your browser on your computer by typing in the IP address that is available here, and then you simply take your files and drop and drag them into the web browser. They're going to upload directly to this device, so that way when I go into my library, I can see my notes. And I'm going to go into the library here, and you can see I have the planner as part of that. Now you can use this for a lot of different file types, and all those file types are displayed on the web browser. So even if you have EPUBs that you want to push out, you can do that beyond just PDFs. So here we go. This is a quick look at the planner here. You can see some of the note taking. Some of the things that are different about this is this toolbar allows you to basically turn on and turn off gestures, which is very important, because if you have the gesture button turned on, from time to time I have recognized that your palm will activate the gesture that is kind of tied into that area of the screen that you touched. So I might put my palm down and it'll activate that gesture and move to the next page. But as far as the writing tools go, very much the same setup. You can see the planner from Penly to here looks relatively the same. I have the ability to go in and adjust different pen types. There's a couple additional brushes in here, such as like this calligraphy brush. There's a pencil brush. I always seem to like this, the ballpoint feel. And then you have all your different colors and then your line thickness. Now, one thing you're going to find about these two applications is as you write, you're seeing that line in real time, versus with OneNote, you have to tap the screen and have it refresh to be able to see that. So that is one thing, if it is kind of a nuisance when it comes to writing, that a PDF annotation app might be a better fit for you. We also have the ability to add additional pens, so we have a highlighter, and you can do that by just touching this little plus button and you'll see your different pens. So if I want to add a pencil and I want to make it this color here, which is like a purple. I can do that, and as soon as I go on the screen and write, you can see that has more of a pencil-like feel, and that saved that default up there. And anytime I want to go ahead and change the thickness or any of the settings there, I can. I can also click on the little trash can and that'll delete it. But now if I go in here, you can see that that pencil feel is a lot larger. Now I can go ahead and also draw some shapes, and I can use the erase feature. If you are using the default pen that comes with the Onyx Boox, it doesn't have this feature built in, but the premium pen does offer you the ability to have an eraser built in at the tip. So that way when you flip it around, it acts as an eraser would on a pencil. It's a really nice feature. Do I think it's worth the full value of the cost of the pen? I can't necessarily agree with that, but if you're going to be using this every day and you find yourself having used the eraser tool a lot, I think over time it will be a big benefit. I've actually had this pen over the last 3 devices that I've used. So every time I've updated the device, I've still used this pen. So I haven't had to go ahead and buy a new pen with every device. That so far has been very convenient. I don't see any information out there that they're going to have a new pen that would kind of hinder that thought process in the future. So just kind of keep that in mind. And then the other thing that's unique about this, you have the ability always to undo anything that you're doing or even redo that. And then as far as navigation goes, again, you can go ahead and have your navigation turned on, and you can swipe as you would here. You can see some handwritten notes. You can also go ahead and click on any of the dates in the navigation toolbar and get to the different features that are available. Now, we developed this planning system to really be something that no matter where you are in your life, there is going to be tools in here that are going to help you build out your own thoughts and ideas on what you want to achieve. So again, if you want to learn more about the planning system, check out the link in the description. You can even jump on our website. There's tons of different tools available there. We have an online chat, so if you want to talk to a team member and ask some questions about this device, the planning system, go ahead and do that. We're here to help you. And if you have a question and we're not available at the time that you're online, leave your email address and someone will follow up with you in the next business day or 2. We do that all day long, every day, and we do that so that we can all move forward in planning together. So as you look at this device and you start to think about this as a note-taking device, what is some of the last final thoughts of things you want to know? Well, one of the things I want to touch on is when I go into this setting here and I swipe down, you can see that I have different brightness opportunities to change the brightness of the screen. I can also change the temperature of the screen. This to me is huge. This is something I felt that was kind of missing in the ink world for some time. This front lit display kind of allows you to take your notes in a lot more places. If you be on an airplane, traveling at night, if you're trying to make notes while you're going to bed, or even reading a book just to wind out for the day, having a little bit of lumication on the device makes that operations a lot easier. There's a lot of devices like the Remarkable 2 that doesn't have a front lit display, so you're always kind of just in the dark when it's dark, and I think that can be challenging. Now, the writing texture and feel, there is a screen cover that comes on the device by default. I recommend you leave that on. It's a screen cover and it's there for good intentions. It also helps with the writing feel. Now that's one thing that you're not going to find in the box. There is no additional nibs that come with the pencil, so over time you might need to purchase new nibs. I will tell you, as much as I write with this device, I never really have to change a nib on the pencil for as frequent as I use the device. But for some people that maybe write harder, you might want to consider that. So is the Onyx Boox Note Air 4C for you? Well, that is really a question that you have to answer for yourself. But I hope through this video I gave you some input and helped you get in the right direction on what is going to make the best sense when it comes to your note-taking device. And if I've done that, do me a favor and go ahead and like this video. Share it with your friends if there's somebody else in the market for an e-ink device and you think they will benefit from this video. And if you want to learn more about productivity tools, e-ink, or technology in general, I encourage you to subscribe to our channel. When I look at this device and where does it sit for me, this is the device that I find that's at my desk all day long. Being an e-ink device, having a long battery life is really important for me, and having that distraction-free space that I can take my notes is something that really helps me in my productivity. I can easily jump in to take a note and jump out and get back to work very efficiently without having to go through a lot of hurdles and notifications that come with other devices. I'm Branden Bodendorfer, creator of the Key2Success Planner, and Lord willing, I'll see you in the next video.